The world's biggest sporting event is supposed to unite nations, fill cities with energy, and deliver a powerful economic boost. But as the next FIFA World Cup approaches in the United States, a very different story is beginning to unfold. Behind the excitement, a growing number of warning signs are raising serious questions. Costs are rising, expectations are shifting, and tensions between organizers and host cities are becoming more visible. What was once promoted as a historic opportunity is now facing a complex and uncertain reality. At the heart of this story is the promise that was made years ago. When the United States secured the right to host the tournament, projections suggested a massive economic impact. Analysts estimated tens of billions of dollars in added value and hundreds of thousands of jobs. Millions of international fans were expected to travel, filling hotels, restaurants, and public spaces across multiple cities. It was described as a once-in-a-generation moment for economic growth and global visibility. But as preparations move forward, those expectations are being tested. New data from CoStar Group, a leading analytics firm in the hospitality sector, shows that hotel industry confidence is weakening. Instead of preparing for overwhelming demand, many hotels are now adjusting their expectations. Growth in revenue per available room, a key industry metric, is projected to increase only slightly. This is far below earlier forecasts and significantly lower than the gains seen during previous World Cups. One of the central concerns is international attendance. The World Cup depends heavily on global travel. International visitors are not just spectators, they are the foundation of the event's economic impact. They tend to stay longer, spend more, and contribute significantly to local economies. However, current trends suggest that fewer international fans may be making the journey. Part of the issue lies in ticket pricing. Reports indicate that prices for matches vary widely, with some reaching very high levels, especially for premium games. While lower-cost tickets have been introduced, their availability is limited. This creates a barrier for many fans who might otherwise consider traveling. When combined with the cost of flights, accommodation, and local transportation, the total expense becomes difficult for many to manage. Transportation costs within host regions are also drawing attention. In some areas, prices for travel to and from stadiums have increased sharply during match days. Officials have explained that these increases are necessary to manage operations and demand. However, critics argue that such pricing places an additional burden on fans and may discourage attendance, particularly for those already facing high travel costs. The financial pressure is not limited to fans. Local governments and host cities are also dealing with rising costs. Infrastructure, transportation, and event management require significant investment. In some cases, these expenses are much higher than originally expected. While national funding has been allocated for security, many other costs remain the responsibility of local authorities. This has led to growing tension between host cities and tournament organizers. Some officials have publicly questioned the financial structure of the event, noting that revenue generated by the tournament does not always directly support the cities bearing the costs. These concerns highlight a broader issue about how large international events are organized and funded. Another important factor shaping the situation is the broader travel environment. International tourism to the United States has declined compared to previous years. Industry leaders have linked this trend to a combination of economic conditions, policy changes, and global uncertainty. For many potential visitors, the decision to travel involves not just interest in the event, but also practical considerations such as cost, convenience, and perceived experience. Geoff Freeman of the US Travel Association has pointed out that policies affecting entry into the country can influence travel behavior. Visa requirements, fees, and processing times all play a role. When these factors become more complex, they can reduce the number of visitors willing to make the trip. Similarly, Anthony Capuano of Marriott International has emphasized the importance of the overall travel experience. For international guests, the journey includes interactions at airports, border checkpoints, and other entry points. Any concerns about these processes can affect decisions long before tickets are purchased. These developments are taking place during the presidency of Donald Trump, the current and present President of the United States. Policies introduced during this period are part of a broader national strategy, but their impact on tourism is being closely examined. While the relationship between policy and travel is complex, it is clear that perception plays a significant role in shaping global movement. Geopolitical factors are also influencing the situation. Global tensions, including conflicts in key regions, can affect travel patterns and airline operations. In some cases, routes are adjusted or canceled due to safety concerns or rising costs. These disruptions make travel planning more uncertain, especially for long-distance visitors. For fans, this uncertainty creates difficult choices. Attending the World Cup is often a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but it requires significant planning and investment. When multiple risks are involved, some may decide to delay or cancel their plans. This has a direct impact on attendance and, by extension, on the economic outcomes of the event. Interestingly, the structure of this World Cup adds another layer to the story. Matches will be hosted across multiple countries, including the United States, Canada, and Mexico. This gives fans alternative options. Some may choose to attend matches in cities like Toronto, Vancouver, or Guadalajara, where travel conditions may feel more accessible or predictable. Within the United States, the impact of the tournament is expected to vary by location. Major international gateway cities such as New York City, Los Angeles, Miami, and Dallas are likely to see stronger demand due to their global connectivity. However, smaller or less accessible cities may face greater challenges in attracting international visitors. The coordination between host cities is another issue being closely watched. Unlike previous tournaments where a centralized structure managed operations, this event involves multiple agreements across different cities. This decentralized approach can lead to inconsistencies in planning, pricing, and visitor experience. It also means that each city must address its own challenges independently. As the tournament approaches, the situation remains fluid. Some analysts believe that demand could increase closer to the event, especially during the later stages when excitement reaches its peak. Others remain cautious, noting that current trends suggest a more moderate outcome. What is clear is that the World Cup is no longer seen as a guaranteed economic success. Instead, it is being viewed as a complex event shaped by multiple factors including cost, policy, and global conditions. The gap between initial expectations and current realities is becoming more visible. Despite these challenges, the event still holds significant potential. The World Cup remains one of the most widely watched and celebrated events in the world. It has the ability to bring people together, create memorable moments, and generate lasting cultural impact. The question is not whether it will succeed as a sporting event, but how its broader impact will unfold. As we look ahead, several key questions remain. Will international fans return in large numbers as the tournament begins, or will current trends continue? Can host cities adapt quickly enough to changing conditions? And what lessons will this event offer for the future of global sports and tourism? If you found this report clear and informative, follow the channel for more in-depth global analysis. Share this video with others who want to understand the real story behind major global events, and stay with us as we continue to bring you accurate, simple, and meaningful coverage of the world's most important developments.